Well, clearly it's Friday because we're making a video. We're out at the moment in the Yaris, which can only mean one thing. My car is apparently ready now. It wasn't finished on Tuesday as they told me last week, although that didn't really matter, but it is ready today. So we're back over to Banbury to pick it up from the body shop and have a look around it. So I won't bore you with the journey all the way to Banbury because we've done that before, but it's been an interesting week. My carburetors have sold. Had a flurry of interest on those. 3 people, one guy from just north of Banbury, another guy from Yorkshire, and another guy from Scotland wanted them, but the guy just north of Banbury said he'd pick them up, and he did. He came down, lovely fella. We had a nice chat over a cup of tea, and he told me about his extensive collection of old Japanese motorcycles which were in various states of disrepair. So we had a good old chat. So that's gone, and then this morning I get a message from a guy in Northern Ireland who wants the manual. So priced all that up. He's going to PayPal me the money, and pretty soon the Triumph manual will be winging its way to Northern Ireland. So it's been a successful week for selling stuff. Yeah, I've got to take my son's bits of motorcycle back to his house tomorrow probably, because he's told me he doesn't want to sell them. So there's the whole rear end of a VFR 400, an end can that he bought for that bike, and an end can for a little 125 that he had, a Jolly Moto end can. So apparently I'm not allowed to sell those, so he can have them at his house rather than them cluttering up mine. Pissed down with rain this week, so my chili farm got absolutely drenched. Had to bail that out and put the lid on the propagator, but the chilies seem to be none the worse for it, and it's actually not raining today. So yeah, all in all, it's been a reasonable week. So anyway, I'll leave you for now, and then when we come back I'll show you around the little white car. See you later. Right, so just leaving the body shop in my white car, which is 2018 Alpine A110 Premier Edition. So this was the first batch that came to the UK, the first ones that were made, I think, and they came in 3 colours. This is pearlescent white, and they came in Alpine blue, and I think they did them in black as well. Premier Edition has all of the good stuff. So it has the telemetry on the dashboard, so you can look at what the various systems are doing. The repair all looks good to me. I've had a little look round, looks fine. Just really pleased to get it back. I've really missed it for the last God knows how many months. Yeah, it's like getting an old friend back. So I think we'll give it a nice little run to get the battery charged up, because it's been hanging around. And yeah, once we get to where we're going, we can take a look around the outside of the car and yeah, see what we think. Right, so we're out of town, beyond the 20-mile-an-hour villages, on a bit of good road. So thought we'd give her a bit of a blowout. So yes, sat very low to the ground, quite noisy, quite tactile. Wants to go. So yeah, nice to have it back. We'll give it a bit of sport mode in a minute and blow the pipes through. There we go. changes everything when you press the big red button, or the little red button. Everything bangs, crashes, and it picks up a lot quicker. So we've got a 7-speed gearbox on this. It's a DSG type box, so it's not an automatic. It's made by Gatreg, I think, and as well as selecting automatically, we've got the flappy paddles at the front, which do other things like launch control, which I've never used, never had the need to, because I've never taken it on a track, and I don't think I intend to either, to be honest. Yeah, so it's a bit sparse inside. We've got the sat nav, which is fairly hopeless. We've got infotainment, which is fairly useless. It doesn't have Apple CarPlay. It has a thing that Alpine thought would be a good idea and was going to catch on, called MySpin, which is hopeless. So the whole sort of infotainment system is a bit of a joke, really, but that's not why I bought this. So you kind of get used to it. We do have climate control, which is working quite nicely, which is good. So yeah, it's a nice car to drive. Bucket seats, I find them comfortable. My wife doesn't, so she doesn't come out in it very often. I could do all day in these. I think I've driven to South Yorkshire and back in a day in it without any ill effects. The only adjustment you have on them is backwards and forwards. If you want to go up and down, you've got to physically unbolt them and move them up a couple of stud holes. I think my seat's on the lowest setting. It seems to suit me quite nicely. It's quite docile in normal mode. So I know a few guys that have got these. It's their daily drive. I don't know if I could live with it as a daily drive. Be too scared of damaging it, I think. But some people do, and that's good for them. No, it's only weekends and holidays, really, for me with this. And I don't think I'll be going on holiday in it with my wife, because it hasn't got enough luggage. If we go away even for the weekend, she completely fills the appliance with bags and God knows what, whereas all I need really is a hold-all. So for me this is perfect, but not for her. We did go up to Yorkshire in it once, and I don't think she enjoyed it very much, because she couldn't buy loads of stuff while she was up there and had to take a minimal amount of stuff with her, which is really not her style. So that's where we agreed to differ on this one. Right, we're just dropping off the edge of Edge Hill here, so historic battle sites. This is quite a windy old hill. Love to do this one in the snow. There we go. Nice hairpin at the bottom. The old gearbox chugging down through the gears. Third. Holding on to third. Fourth. Fifth. There we go. So yeah, it's quite an enjoyable drive, this one. Certainly a lot more involving than the electric Volvo. That's very good at what it does, but it doesn't really move the soul like an internal combustion engine. Even that little Yaris was a bit more entertaining to drive than the Volvo, although of all of them the Volvo's the quickest. This one will do 60 in about 4.5 seconds. The Volvo does it in 4. So, which is quite remarkable for a big heavy beast that's loading down with batteries and Christ knows what else. This only weighs 1100 kilos, so although it isn't the most powerful in the world, it's got an 1800cc Renault Sport 4-cylinder engine, which puts out 252 bhp. Because it's quite light, the power to weight ratio is good, so it's plenty enough performance, enough for me anyway. You can tune these up to above 300 bhp with remaps and what have you, but I haven't been tempted so far to do that with this one. I like to keep things as box standard as they can be. I think they retain their value a bit more if they haven't been dicked with. So that's kind of the way I think I'll go with this one. I don't particularly want to do anything to it, I just like it the way it is. So there it is. Engine's under there. Not much to look at, not a thing of beauty. There's the boot. Full of rubbish. Enough room to get a hold all in there. And then got the boot release down here. And that's the frunk. So I have actually got two suitcases that fit in there side by side. They're very small. So we have a look at the interior. So got the bucket seats. That's the adjustment holes there. I'm on the lowest. If we look at the instrumentation that we've got, welcome to the cockpit. So got the centre console here. We just start her up. We press the button in the middle. That gives us the telemetry. Let's get a bit of a better angle on that. So here we've got coolant and oil, and we can scoot over to clutch and clutch oil. This is the sort of bar graphs. This is the performance graph. The G diagram. Don't look at that one very often, to be honest. That's another really annoying thing about the car, is the traffic announcements are so bloody loud. Anyway, here's the engine curves. We've got torque and power, so it peaks out at 320 newton meters, maximum 250. It's actually 252. You can see that in there. And this is the twin clutch gearbox. Tells you which gear you're in. Currently we're in park. Temperatures. There's also a simple view, but I prefer the 3D view, I think. Turbo. And stop stopwatch. So there's a lot of nods to the original A110 in here. The 5-dial dashboard, that's very much a nod to the original A110. Other things that are a nod to the original A110 are the quilted panels on the doors, like the original. Nice little French tricolour decal on there. Now we've got the engine fans on. Nice little French tricolour on the side there. Engine fans, keeping everything cool at the back. These little indentations here, that's a nod to the original, which was rear engined. Those were the air intakes on the original. A nice little detail. Another little detail is this swage on the door. That's very much along the lines of the original body styling. So this was the Premier Edition model. Comes with everything. Comes with the Alpine decals on the side wing. You have to pay extra for those now. Well, you did until they stopped making the car. Alpine alloy wheels, Alpine discs, Alpine calipers in blue, which is a little nod to the Alpine blue colour. So yeah, there we have it, Alpine A110. Lovely car. Well, I love it anyway. Morning. It's Sunday morning and we're in the shed for a change. So yesterday went to the beer festival at the Tap Social Brewery, which is in Botley in Oxford, with my son, and it pissed down with rain, but despite that we had a thoroughly enjoyable day. Sampled some wicked beers and had an epic burger in town when we got back. So as Saturdays go, that was a pretty good one. Today I am going to be spending some time with my daughter because I don't get to see her that often. So I thought we might go out for spot a lunch somewhere together. So quite looking forward to that. I'll have no idea where we're going to go. Might take the GoPro, might not. Don't know how she feels about that, but we'll see. So today's video, I've been buying some bits and pieces for the GoPro setup. I haven't gone for anything of any great quality. I've aimed at the bottom end of the market to see what is available and also to see what accessories might be useful for me and that I might then consider upgrading too. So I'll show you what I've got. Okay, so the first thing that I bought is this, which is a charging case for my two GoPro batteries. I think this came from Amazon. It's quite big, but what I was finding was charging the batteries via the camera was a bit of a pain in the backside, and once one was empty I couldn't then recharge it. So now I've got the capacity to be able to pop them in here, plug this in to a USB-C, and keep my batteries topped up. So it's quite nice. It's quite heavy. It's got a little display that shows you how much charge you've got. So this right hand battery's 100%, left hand battery's out because it's in the camera. So I'm quite pleased with that actually. That it's nice, feels nice and sturdy. So and it comes with a little bag to keep it in and a charging cable. So that was money well spent, I think. Yesterday I had this bag of loveliness arrive from some purchases which pretty much come from China, so you can guess where I bought these from. So let's have a look at what we've got in here. Okay, so this is a selfie stick. This is a very low quality item. This mount here that screws in, I had to clean the threads out on that because it just didn't want to go in. This is really gnarly. The machining of it is a bit random, but I think it'll give me an idea of what can be done with a stick. I think ideally, when I've had enough of this one, I'd probably look to get one that's got the tripod built into the handle, but that'll do for now. That was literally less than £3, I think, and it looks it, but it'll do for now. So that came with this one. This is apparently for use if you're filming in or near water, and if you drop your GoPro it will float, which I think is a pretty good idea. I don't know if I'm ever going to get much use out of it, but I quite like the idea of that. Comes with a little lanyard strap as well, so yeah, I'll keep that in the kit bag, you never know. The next thing that we've got is this. I thought this might be a good idea. It's so that you can mount your GoPro on the strap of a backpack. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with my backpack because the straps are padded all the way around, so it won't go on. This is clearly a 3D printed item. 3D printed things are not known for their pliability, so I'm kind of wondering if I tighten this up, and he's going to eventually crack off. But again, this was literally about £1, so yeah, we'll see. We might have a use for it. The final item, which was probably the highest quality item, is this. This is a neck mount with magnetic, so that sits underneath your t-shirt, and then that goes on there. It's got a super powerful magnet on it. I'm not sure how the wobbling effect is going to be with this, but it has got holes here, so I suppose you could put another strap on it if you really wanted to, but end up looking like RoboCop if you do that. So standard screw mount. I think I've got the screw on, yeah, the screws on that one, they're all interchangeable. But of the three items, I think this is probably the best quality. So I'm quite interested to see what happens with that. This is adjustable. Took me a little while to figure that one out, but you can adjust the length of it, hang it around your neck, and then you've got a nice firm base to put your GoPro on. So yeah, so that's my purchases. Whether I'll get to use any of those today, whether they'll break or not, we'll find out. So those are my online purchases. I've been putting some of the money that I've raised from selling stuff into that, so my PayPal account is showing a reasonably healthy balance, which is nice. It's good if these hobbies can become self-supporting, I guess. Not sure how much use I'm going to get out of those bits and pieces, but I think I'll probably give the selfie stick a go, maybe today. And the shoulder strap fitting, I can't see any use for that at the moment. I haven't got a backpack that has that kind of strap, but you never know. It doesn't take up much space, so it can sit in a drawer, and it only costs about £1, so I'm not that worried about it. So yeah, cheers. Right, here we are on the move with the GoPro on the super cheapy selfie stick. First thing we'll do, we're in the front garden, so we'll just check on the hedgehog and see if he needs feeding later. Well, as you can see, there's quite a lot of mess in there. They are dirty little buggers. He's got a little bit of food and some water, but I'll refresh that later. Make sure he's happy. Out in the Alpine this morning, which is just there. So So, thanks for watching episode 4, if you are watching. I think we have a whopping 2 subscribers now, both people I know, but it's early days. So yeah, if you have stumbled across this channel, a like would be nice, a subscribe would be epic. Hopefully looking to get some more interesting content out there, but yeah, it's kind of a day in my life. So cheers, see you next time.